Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others. Now, I also included my own definition of self-love, which is a feeling of warmth and fondness for oneself. There's a sense of peace as one accepts her positive and negative traits. It is important to maintain an ability to stay curious about one's shadows and integrate them into the conscious mind. This is how we become better people in the world. So there's ritual. And then we have the elements that you can place around your altar or simply call in during your ritual. And this is to honor the cardinal directions and the elements that make up Earth. So some symbols that you can use that represent Earth include a rock or a little pile of dirt. For air, you can represent it with a feather or some incense, which is actually air plus fire. Shell or a bowl of water to represent the water. And with fire, you can actually get a little creative. You could light a candle, just very traditional, or you can even include some red chili flakes onto your altar as a representation. And then finally, the fifth element, sorry, is the spirit, which is a representation of your soul. So that could be something very personal to you, like a token, perhaps something passed down in generations, or something meaningful of ritual, like a special event, because it is. It is a celebration, a festival in honor of you. If you see yourself as a VIP, a high priestess, a goddess, how would you adorn your body? Depending on the ritual that we will go through in the next slides, this may include only a fancy robe with jewelry or a beautiful flowy kaftan or your birthday suit. There is no wrong or right here, but some thought can be put into this. It makes us feel good to do our hair, get our nails done, and put on our best looks. So why not start our ritual from a high vibe place? If this is also new to you, to start cultivating, because you are conveying to the world who you are through your choices. And so the first image with this beautiful green button down and these long pants, that could be something that easily works in a work setting, in a corporate environment. But let's say if you juxtapose that to this final woman and the third, this is more of a sexy, sultry vibe. Maybe this is more for a date night, but you wouldn't feel comfortable walking into a corporate office perhaps in that outfit. And so the point here is when you're choosing your clothing, choose it with intention, and sometimes go the extra mile and maybe dress up on a day that especially you're not really feeling your greatest. Because if you choose your clothes with intention to love your belly, do you love your belly? Is exactly as it is, or only when you're standing? How about while you're sitting down? Sometimes we have a lot of conditions for how we see our self love. And I think this practice really helps us to get out of that mindset. If we are constantly sucking in our bellies, it creates tension on our pelvic floor and it does worsen back pain. So let's learn how to soften our bellies. And again, this is a topic that we can go into on a whole separate class about loving your belly. So, just ritual is going to be skin glow. So, this is when we alchemize skincare and take a routine into a ritual. So, while conducting your usual skincare regimen, consider adding a self love touch. And this can also be done as standalone mirror work if you're more inclined to do that. However, why not include magic in your day to day? Most of us put on might complement your desire at that time. I usually do not like certain sounds, but during my sensual practice, I might really enjoy listening to that because it puts me into a specific mood. And moan. So why do we have that here? A lot of times, auditory, sensory things are usually music. It's usually external, but really the most powerful instrument that we have is our voice, our vocal cords, and moaning is directly related to your orgasm level, and it is directly related to how much pleasure you can experience. If you have watched our childbirth and hospital class led by Julie Fotis, you will also learn there that it is important to bring sound through the body And I really encourage this a lot. So when you're doing your sensory awakening self-love ritual, you want to have that beautiful visual image. You have that music playing if